Hello and welcome to the Final Fantasy Tactics All Oracles Challenge being recorded here in January of 2022. Today we are heading to the back gate of Lesalia Castle. We're going to be fighting Zalmo, the Heretic Examiner. Very exciting battle, always very interesting, especially in these challenge runs, and I was particularly proud of my archers setup for this one. Check that out if you have not already. The archers basically had to make a wall in the back. Behind the wall, they made a little line that had a crossbow in the front with the shield, and then the longbow archers were behind them firing, and we could take one enemy at a time as they went through the door to the gate. So that was a pretty fun setup. Zalmo surprisingly has arrow guard. For whatever random reason, Zalmo has arrow guard. So my archer, all archer challenge party had a really difficult time. And it took a long time, but it was a cool battle to see. So check that out if you haven't already, as I said. So in this one, again, we have to just take out Zalmo. And we only need to get him to critical. But I knew this was going to be a trickier one because I've got pretty squishy characters. And they are they're not able to do a ton of damage really fast, generally. So Zalmo himself also, he has move HP up, so he kind of has almost free regen, unlimited regen every time he moves around. Also, he will tend to stay out of the battle as long as he can. So the challenge for us really was actually going to be like MP consumption. That was going to be a big one for us. We are using not the very best robes and headgear for MP because we do want to have a little bit of HP for some of these fights, and then we have our mantles for dodging because there's going to be knights coming our way and monks, including a monk that has wave fists, so that's something to be expected. Zalmo has a stick. I think he has a muskrat. Yeah, so he's also a fellow stick wielder. He also does not have anywhere near the best stuff. Like the white robe is not the best. Wizard robe is a better one available at this point. I'm looking to see who might have item or basic skill, and basic skill is the big one. Equipped shield is interesting for that monk. So that knight has item, and there's a wizard robe. Always love seeing knights with robes. I have no idea why they gave knights the ability for robes and why so many enemy knights have robes. Don't know. So Ramza is technically in range for a spell on Zalmo now, and I think, I mean, it probably wouldn't have mattered because of move MP up. Like, I could have had him move up a step and then cast Life Drain on Zalmo or try to done something to him, but because we couldn't really get everybody involved in that and he's going to pick up any lost HP pretty quickly, I decided to pop Ramza back here, going behind the wall. And now everyone else is going to really just wait for a couple of rounds while enemies come up into range. We can get them from behind the wall. I mean, we have ranged attacks that'll go through any structure. So that's no problem for us. So it's really about which side are the knights and monks going to come up and what are their compatibilities to us. How easy is it going to be for us to land, don't act, and sleep on these guys. And then, as I said before, the MP drain is going to be tricky to... It's going to be tricky to get around because we can get 7 or 8 back with our movements, but we can't really get enough to keep casting Sleep, which costs 24. You know, it'll take us 3 or 4 rounds of moving to pick up enough MP to cast Sleep. Alma there is going to cast M Barrier on Ramza. And that's why I maybe should have considered keeping Ramza up front there, because he could have done a couple of attacks because he was going to be hasted and regen or whatever. He could have been up there doing some damage or at least inflicting some statuses from the front. So something to consider. And he's still not yet in range of them. My concern really was like monks coming up and using Wave Fist because they can get there a lot easier. A monk could have come right up the gut there and gone for Wave Fist within a couple of moves. Also, there's a knight with basic skill, so Throwstone is always on the table. So, looks like I've got 2 coming up the left and 3 coming up the right. Zalmo himself, as I said, is always going to be heading to the back. He will heal his characters, and he'll even try to revive them, as we'll see. But he's not going to get up there and start swinging his stick around. And so here's Ramza again. Like, Ramza could have another attack on these guys. He could go for this monk easily. I don't think he can't quite get a double shot on the Knight or Monk if he was up on the wall. But here's where I'm counting tiles to see, like, where can I move? Can I get within 4 anywhere along here of one of these enemies? Alma's kind of stuck now because she can't really get behind them. So Alma's going to just be standing there. Way to go, Alma. Way to go. So I'm looking to see how far Sleep can reach, and she is within striking distance. I'm looking at my AT list, as you know. Spend a lot of time doing that. Low chance petrify, but if it lands, it's pretty solid unless we have a knight with item to come over. And so I'm going for don't act instead. Basic skill can't really heal that. Basic skill will heal silence, but I haven't seen basic skill heal don't act yet. Using just the cheap heal ability. So we found that the knights over on this side, I can't quite get to him just yet with this guy, but the knights over here are a little bit easier, a little more susceptible to spells. So the plan could be to get everybody up here asleep, because sleep lasts longer than don't act. And then just start walking our way over to Zalmo to try to get at him. That's one strategy. We could also try to actually like fully knock out everybody up here, fully KO the whole squad. That's also not maybe the best plan, but what I'm trying to do for now at least is survive. I wanted to get a roll on this fight. This was the first attempt at this battle, I should say. So I wanted to just kind of see what it would look like to try to survive, to play a similar strategy to that I use for the archers. And you see all this tick, tick, tick. This is me just counting tiles to see when am I going to be within move, or when are they going to be within move range of me. So Ramza decides to just chill out. And again, I'm looking to see, is there a way I can get to these knights this round? If there's not, I'm just going to chill and let them come up again. And she's looking at the same thing now, so we need to target it on a unit now because they're going to be moving because they're a lot closer to their action. So here they come anyway. So now they're going to be in range. They're coming up, trying to get through that door. That's their best path to us. So now we've got some more juicy targets coming in, which is good. And we have a don't act monk, and so that monk's going to retreat actually. So when the characters that don't act, they just don't really have much to do. They usually just kind of get out of the way. And that's why I guess I would prefer sleep if I was going to do these guys. Not only because it lasts longer, sleep lasts longer than don't act, but also it keeps them from like moving around, getting in my way. And if they wake up and I'm already past them, it'll take them a couple rounds. If they're in don't act, they might be able to recover from don't act and then be kind of right there on my tail if I was to chase Zalmo around. But that's not really the strategy we go for, but could be an alternate one. So we're going to go offensive on this knight, try to maybe just drain him out. We haven't lost any HP yet, so we don't really need the life, but it's just kind of a very low percent long-range attack on him. I don't know, it's something. It's something. So now I'm going to try to see if I can slow any of this onslaught down here. Sadly, a pretty low chance to hit on Paralyze and Sleep. Ramza's going to go for it, though. Try to get at least one of them. And 31 is not nothing, obviously. All right, so let's see if we can land a Drain Life or two. All right, there's one. One Drain Life lands. Very good. 52. Not a ton, because that might be a robe-wearing knight as well. I think a lot of these knights are robe wearers. And we actually went 2 for 2 right there. So 52 and 52. That knight is halfway to KO-itude. So now I'm looking to see where can I move to get within 4 tiles of these guys. There we go. She's going to move behind Ramza. And she's looking at the timing for Paralyze. And that causes me to make a little bit of an error later on, unfortunately. But that's a spoiler for later, I suppose. So now she's going to target this tile. Or she's She's counting to see, can I get to where I can hit them both? Yeah, so she's going to jump over here. Now she can get both. There we go. And so we're hoping to get both of these guys taken care of with at least paralyze, sleep later. Oh, she's got better hit on sleep, so she's going to charge that up. So Ramza's going to cast his paralyze, low percent on both of them, or on at least this first one. But we got it. And sleep's coming soon, so we got them both. Now, Don't Act will stop their evasion, so Ramza can get up and get a free attack on those guys because they can't stop him. They can't block him. They can't mantle him. They can't do anything. But this error is where Ramza kind of forgot that, and this happens to me a lot, that we were charging a Don't Act on that knight already on that tile. So he goes for the stick attack, and he's going to get Don't Act cast on him. And I saw that, I was like, oh no, I forgot about that, but just something that happened. So that knight gets Don't Act. Ramza, check this out. Ramza guards it. He's got the mantle on, and Ramza is going to absorb that MP. So that actually was a very, very good outcome for us. Because he dodges the attack and absorbs the MP, and both those knights are asleep. So those guys are set for a while. Nobody can get over there and wake them up for a little bit unless a monk does like throw stone at the knight or like wave fist from a distance. But they are pretty well out of the way. Now Ramza guards that one, so Ramza's doing really well with that mantle. Plus he's got protect and shell and everything on anyway, so this is where I'm kind of regretting. I'm kind of wasting it with Ramza being back there. So glad he's in the fray now, and he's taking the swings. So here was where we're moving, but you can see recovering 7 is not gonna get us back when paralyze costs 10, drain life costs 16, sleep costs 24. We're gonna eventually run on a deficit here unless we can get everybody into a longer term status like KO or sleep. So she's also going to try to paralyze or sleep somebody. She can't. I don't want to have her. I don't want to roll the dice again here with Ramza. I don't want to have her cast that. But the monk, unfortunately. The monk, unfortunately, is on the stairs. Sorry about that. So she can't get paralyzed because paralyzed doesn't have any vertical tolerance. Sleep does have vertical tolerance. So sleep does. So she could have targeted sleep on the tile above the step of the monk and had it hit the monk. But she went for drain life, which the knight says, no thanks, son. And Ramza is back to normal. He is out of his statuses. I think maybe he has regen, might last a little bit longer than the other protections. And that monk is able to guard the spell. So I knew that would become an issue as we kind of went on here. So where can I move? And it looks like I'm bringing them out a little bit more because there's not quite as many threats out here, and they're a little bit more vulnerable to us. They're a little bit lower on health. Could have tried to maybe get her into stick range. Okay, so I was just checking which one has got a better chance of Don't Act. Looks like she has better compatibility with that knight. Boom. And yeah, I'm going to move out here. So we've taken care of those 2 knights. We got 1 monk running away with Don't Act status, so that's enough for us to feel safe coming out here to the steps out here by the gate. Especially since the knights over there are kind of in durable sleep because nobody can really come over and bug them. So Ramza lost his regen. I guess he has re-raise still, so their re-raise is good. If anything were to happen, the unthinkable. And Ramza, because that knight is not in Don't Act status, he does have his evasion, so he will evade it. Ramza's just going to move so we can get out of the way and pick up... Okay, so he didn't need to pick up the MP back at 80. Here comes Paralyze, and we got it. So those guys are all incapacitated there. Zalmo looks like he doesn't have anything to do with healing the Don't Act status either. I don't know in the game if there's anything that can actually heal Don't Act, Don't Move, those kinds of things. Alright, so that monk is sleeping. Boom. Excellent. And Zalmo is now a little bit closer to us. I'm not sure what his plan is as of yet. I'm not sure what he sees or what his script sees that has him coming up, but I'm not too mad about it. That'll make our job easier, and we may have an opportunity to actually get over there and whack him. Or if he gets in within 4, we can try a life drain. But again, once we start focusing on Zalmo, we're going to have to focus everything on him because he can pick up 25 hit points just per turn just by moving. So our drain life will do, what, 50 or so? So, yeah, 2 moves will negate a full attack from us, unfortunately. Alright, so she's targeting the drain life. We're a little bit too bunched up there, so she actually couldn't get out, so she had to move back farther away because I needed her to move and recover a little bit. So that knight's moving out. And life drain is missing again, so yeah, we've had not the best luck with those. That's okay. And here comes the monk, Claudia, but she spent several rounds moving back out of the way, and she'll have to spend several rounds coming back up. So Don't Act kind of gets a little bit of an extension there on us because she had to spend so much time before she can really enter the battle in a meaningful way again. And what do I do here? I've got the monk, I've got a knight left. I can move to pick up some MP, and I can kind of target either of them with whatever I want to here. And she's got close to full MP, so she's going to go for the drain life. Much better chance to hit with her compatibility. And she picked up a little bit, and she's also going to go for it. But we're still running that MP deficit, as you can see. She picked up 8. She's going to spend 16 here. But that's okay. We got to hit, pull some MP, or some HP. We really haven't taken very much in the way of damage. I think we have one Wave Fist attack. We got a Wave Fist attack through the wall. Alright, here comes Ramza. Those knights, I really just don't need to worry much about them. Now, here's a sticky part. So that monk there is sleeping. I was looking to see... so I move Ramza into stick range, but I can hit her with a spell, or I could ignore her. She is in the way on those steps, so it's going to actually be kind of annoying to get down those steps if we wanted to actually move over there. It was going to be tough to actually move through her because we'd have to get like up around her and waste a bunch of tiles there. So I'd have a 100% chance to hit her with a stick, but unfortunately I think her CT is 80 when I looked at that. Yeah. So I checked, her CT is 80, and I didn't want to make the same mistake I did before with a summoner of just like attacking a summoner willy-nilly. So if I attack her, she's pretty close to getting a turn again. So I thought I could charge, I could get Don't Act on her, and then I could wake her up, and then even if she got a turn, she wouldn't be able to attack us immediately. This was probably too conservative on my part. And look what's happening here. He's going to try to cast, I think it looks like a Life 2 on the, or a Rise, I guess it is, in this one maybe. But Life 2 on that knight, so that would revive the knight with full health if it lands. Now it's a 45% chance to land, and Zalmo has to charge it for a long time, because that's a long spell. That's a slow one. So I have a couple of actions here before that's going to happen. Looks like she's going to reapply Sleep to those knights, because Sleep is not infinite. Sleep will expire eventually on its own if you're just leave the guy alone. She is going to dodge that spell, though, even while sleeping. She's going to dodge the Paralyze. Oh, well. And she's just going to move. And, yeah, she's going to hang. She's really low on HP. She could try to cast something on the monk, maybe. But I think what I'm deciding here is to just go for the attack, go for the damage, and see what happens on the monk. If I can get a couple swings in on it, she's down. So let's reapply to those knights while we have good compatibility with them. So I'm going to move her up and around to the side of this monk. And we're going to see what can we do with our stick. Yeah, so yeah, raise 2 it is, and it's not a rise, raise 2. And this is a little bit risky because if that raise 2 lands, then that knight is going to be alive and well right in front of her. Actually, I faced her the wrong way because that knight's going to wake up and be on her side immediately if he is revived. And I couldn't quite get that other oracle down to hit the monk, unfortunately, so we're just going to try to go for stopping the other monk down there that's awake. And raise 2 misses. So that's a pretty critical miss right there. That really allows this battle to continue. Having that knight just pop up on us would be not good. Ramza is gonna whiff on that attack. Thank you, Ramza, for that. Just whiffing. But I need to clear the way open for the monks. She's gonna get a turn. She's gonna get an action. She's gonna come up, and she's gonna get a charging whack. Can't remember what that move is called. She probably would have been better doing just a regular punch. Is it like multiple fist or something? I don't remember. But anyway, she leaves her back open, and there we go. So it only took 2 attacks, which that's what I knew it would. But sadly, Ramza had to miss, and she gets that extra one. But anyway, so the monk is down. The knight is still down. We've got 2 knights sleeping, and we have 1 monk down here to we need to want to try to slow down. Could just ignore that monk and just start chasing Zalmo, but that would not be good. That monk would just chase us down and just keep pummeling us. We're just so slow and squishy. So, still can't get that one down. We've been missing a lot. That's just that's the plight of the Oracle here. Now, this is really interesting. So he charges another raise 2, and then he, for some reason, moves right up to us. So this presents us with a great opportunity, although unfortunately that monk really messes it up by moving onto the steps again. So we have another instance of a monk in our way. So fortunately for us, we did have an Oracle here in position who can get him while he's charging right there, and she can get 2 sticks away. And now this monk, or this Oracle, can get 1 stick away and also get a charging attack. So Zalmo moved into a perfect tile right there, and then just like that, the battle's over. He comes up to charge a spell, and we have 2 Oracles who could just move right up and just do double sticks. I have no idea why he moved like that. I'm happy about it, though. Not mad at all. If you like these videos, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe, make a comment. Hit me up on Twitter. I'm also active _ATE. We will see you next time.